Hello. Today we're on page 5 of the little brown booklet, Kamatthana. It says 10 reasons not to accept a teaching. This is really unique to Buddhism. In most religions, we're told we must accept the teaching. If we don't accept the teaching, we're not practicing the religion correctly, and we're threatened often with going to hell for even questioning the teaching. So Buddha said that we should learn by our own experience whether what he's teaching is true or not, and that is actually the only way we can get benefit is if we have a direct experience for ourselves. So the first of the 10 says hearsay. That means somebody told us something that they had heard, and we are encouraged to believe it. But in this case, we're encouraged to recognize that it's just hearsay. That's what somebody else told somebody else, and that's all the authority that teaching has. It's hearsay. The second one is oral tradition. So, especially in the time of the Buddha, almost nobody could read or write. Only the wealthiest, the sons of the wealthiest people could read or write, and this has been true in all religions right up until modern history. In America, anyway, there was no such thing as public schools. Only the sons of rich children could have a tutor or go to a private school, a private university like Harvard or Yale, and women could not. So the traditions were, my father taught me, or my grandfather always said, or in our religion, this is what I was told. Buddha said, reject that. And this is counterculture. This would be shameful for people to dare to question the oral tradition, what the ancient prophets taught. And if you questioned it, there was something wrong with you. The third one is the lineage of the teaching, legendary lore. So even to this day, in Buddhism, and certainly other religions, we like to say that this teaching came from this prophet, this great teacher, this master said. And then he taught these students, and in their time, this is what they said, and so on. In the forest monk tradition, we also have that idea that if it came from Ajahn Mun or Mahabuwa or Ajahn Chah or many others, it's the best and most reliable teaching. Buddha said that's not good enough. So number 4 is accepted scripture. This is similar to the lineage of teaching. We say this teaching is acceptable because it's always been acceptable. People have recognized this teaching as valuable, and we are asked to accept it as well. Buddha said, no, that's not good enough. So, number 5, surmise or conjecture. This is that it seems to make sense. It sounds reasonable. If we don't think about it too much, we can accept it. And again, we're told, no, that's not the way to learn Buddhist teachings. Axiom. Axiom is defined as a statement or proposition which is regarded as being established or accepted or self-evidently true. Well, we're told that's not good enough. So just because it's popular, just because it's historic, just because it can be traced back through oral tradition or lineage or acceptable scriptures, we're asked that we can only know by our own direct experience. Number 7, logical reasoning, logical inference. So here, this makes sense because it's logical. Somebody can argue with us and try to convince us using reasoning that it's just sensible. That also is not nearly good enough. Number 8, feeling an infinity, it should be affinity, for the matter being presented or pondered. So it's just a good feeling we get when we hear that teaching. It's just easy to accept it. It aligns with our beliefs, things we may have heard before. It makes us feel good. And actually, it's that good feeling that we like. This also is not appropriate. In some religions, especially certain groups of Christians, they get extremely emotional and they go into trances and they speak for odd languages while in trance. They wave their arms, they cry out, and this is one demonstration of how they feel the teaching is real and powerful for them. Number 9, the skill or the ability or the attractiveness of the person offering the teaching. Now, this is very common, and we want to like the teacher. We want to appreciate and enjoy being with the teacher and whatever the teacher may be offering, whatever Dhamma talks we're listening to. I remember a friend who had a guru in the Hindu tradition. It was a woman, and she was physically very beautiful, and the school that she was teaching took many photos of her because she was so beautiful. And of course, this is not appropriate. We have to get more than somebody being handsome or beautiful. But also in many religions, the people who give the Dhamma talks or the sermons or whatever they may be called in their tradition, many of them are very, very skilled at presenting the teachings and help us to accept or expect us to accept what they're teaching just because they're so good at presenting it. Sadly, we often find that some of those people are not living a moral or healthy life that their teaching is kind of acting. So this is another reason not to be seduced by the cleverness or the skill of the teacher. The last one, number 10, the fact that the person offering the teaching is my teacher. Well, actually it makes sense. We say that this Lunta is my teacher, or Prajan, so somebody is my teacher, and that's the language we use when we're speaking English anyway. And what the Buddha's teaching here is not to fall into the trap of blind faith, that just because we have accepted the teacher as our teacher, we're still expected to have a critical mind. We're still expected not to just mindlessly accept the Dhamma talk of the day. There's a story in the scriptures that Buddha gave one of his Dhamma talks to a large gathering, and Sariputta was there. And after the teaching, the Buddha said, well, Sariputta, what do you think? Was that truthful and good teaching? And Sariputta said, I don't know yet. I'll have to think about it. So even the greatest, or one of the greatest disciples of Lord Buddha had learned all 10 of these reasons not to accept a teaching. So let's use that as we go forward. The following pages are all teachings of the Buddha, and we should not be lazy and just accept them as true because the Buddha said so. And to my knowledge, he's the only great founder of any religion who said you need to examine even what I say and make it your own. Okay, hope to hear and see you again. We'll do another page next time.